12 years a slave.
Louder.
12 years a slave. Sorry, sir. Sorry, master.
So, these guys, Steve McQueen and John Ridley, got together at the screening of other of Steve McQueen's movies called Hunger. McQueen said to Ridley, like, "Oh my god, dude, I would love to work with you. I have this idea about American slavery thing that I want to do, but not in a very normal way." So he was like, "Oh dude, yeah, let's do this." But they didn't know what to do, and they were like looking for ideas to do it. And then actually was McQueen's wife who told him about Hope. Have you heard about Solomon Northup's history about how he was a slave for 12 years? And he was like, wow. And he read it and he felt so connected with it. And he said, "Oh my god, I cannot believe I didn't know this." So they started working on the script, and then after months of talking about it, Brad Pitt and his production company, Plan B Entertainment, decided to back up the project. So when he did that, all the other companies came in to financially support the project.
The main topics of the movie are racism, slavery, and how the human how the how the humankind can be so mean when they don't realize or recognize the dignity of someone else. Yes. So basically, the reason they made this movie is because the director Steve McQueen realized that there was like any movie that talked about slavery from the perspective of a slave, because before this one there was just like two before those, that was Amazing Grace, that was like from the perspective of a white guy who was, you know, like saving everyone and the superhero. And 500 years later, that it's just a documentary. So he was like, why don't we just like do a movie about someone that is a slave? That would be amazing. And then the book arrived to him and he was like, because a lot of people said that we weren't prepared to handle that kind of information and that kind of horrible things that we did. But he was like, "You're ready, okay? You're gonna see this." And then we did, and we cried a lot because we're like super mean. White people, oh my god.
Okay, so the director of this film is Steve McQueen. So he was born in 1969. He is from England. He is an English director, producer, and writer. Because of this film, he was the first black filmmaker to win an Academy Award for Best Picture.
White people, oh my god.
But as a producer, he won an Academy Award, a BAFTA, and a Golden Globe for this movie. He graduated Tisch School of Visual Arts, and he started out as a visual artist with minimalistic black and white videos about life. Then he moved into movies, and on 2006 he went to Iraq. He went to Iraq as a war artist, and he's a commander of the Order of the British Empire for his services as a visual artist. And he is part of the BFI Fellowship, which is the highest honor at the British Film Institute. He is. And now, we're gonna talk about John Ridley, who is the screenwriter. He was a screenwriter on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Justice League, and many others. He is a screenwriter, a novelist, a film director, and a showrunner. He's pretty good. You'll see.
Cool. Okay. Lupita Nyong'o. She was born in Mexico City in March 1983. Yeah. Go Mexico. Mexico. But before she was 1 year old, her family moved back to Kenya, where they are actually from. She studied there until high school, but when she was 16 years old, her parents moved her back to Mexico so she could learn Spanish. After finishing high school, she went to the United States to pursue her bachelor's degree in film and theater from Hampshire College. Right after graduating, she started her career as a PA in films like, where is it? Okay. Where God Left His Shoes, and another big movie was The Constant Gardener, where she had the pleasure to work with Hal Fiennes, which she says it's one of her biggest inspirations to follow her an acting career. Then she moved back to.
Something happened.
Something happened before. Okay. In 2008, she had her acting debut in a short film called East River, that was shot in Brooklyn. And after that, she moved back to Kenya to star in a MTV television series about AIDS and HIV prevention called Sugar.
Oh, honey.
Wrote, produced, and directed her own. What are you doing, Lucy? In 2009, she wrote, produced, and directed a documentary called In My Genes, which is about discrimination towards albino population in Kenya. She later also directed a music video called The Little Things You Do by Wahoo and Bobby Wine. That music video was nominated for Best Video at the MTV Africa Music Awards in 2009 as well. Right after that, she decided to go back to the United States and pursue her master's degree in acting from Yale School of Drama, which was a huge success because right after graduation, she got her first feature film role as Patsy in 12 Years a Slave, the film we're gonna watch tonight. And she also won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for playing Patsy. And with that award, she became the first Kenyan and first Mexican actress to ever win an Academy Award.
Alrighty, Lupita. What's she saying about her character in one of the interviews? Let's see. For me, in my work as an actor, I'm trying to create a character that exists beyond what's in the script. Over here is the book. So I really tried to create a full human being. Living as Patsy was difficult in itself. For me, it wasn't like, oh, today is going to be bad. Living in her was hard, but it was also really rewarding. The thing about Patsy is that she experiences a deep grief, you know. But there's an extremely bright light in her. That's why she left such a mark on Solomon. What she's making, when she's in one of the scenes where she's making dolls out of corn, there was something that came to me one night. She's saying that when I was just one day dreaming about Patsy and what she might do in her free time. God knows. But she says, Steve loved the idea and put it in the film. I guess it's a good idea, yeah. Those were moments of comfort, and I think that's all that Slave was looking for. The reason why she picks 500 pounds, oh my gosh, of cotton a day, in that she's looking for peace and comfort. She's just trying to get enough through her person. Her pain, she was not wallowing in it. I couldn't wallow in it as an actor. These were some of the words that she used while giving the interview. Other than that, she used some of the quotes that helped her to get the essence of the character. And some of the quotes were like this. She's genial and agile and hardworking. An air of loftiness that neither labor nor lash could rid of her. And what difference is there in the color of the soul? Even I don't know. Really, it was difficult to determine which I had most reason to find: dogs, alligators, or man.
When I look down at this golden statue, may it remind me and every little child that no matter where you're from, your dreams are valid. Thank you.
So, term 1, focus on cinematography. Term 2, focus on accents. And term 3, like, please guys, stop eating. Like, Dane, I can see your sandwich from here. This is totally propaganda, but not all propaganda is bad, okay, baby? Lil, baby, wake up. Like, look at me. Hon, I'm here. So, well, whatever. I hope everybody is okay. Like, no one is drunk nor high. Because this trip is gonna be something else. Like, this is gonna be so deep, you guys. So, see you in a couple hours. XOXO, Gossip Girl.